distressing to realize that that is what the election has come down to. But in other ways, it's sort of something that we could anticipate. So I'm not sure what else there is to say at this point. I mean, look, Joe Biden clearly did not go out there with the idea that I'm going to motivate the left to vote. I think he went out there to say, I am not an offensive person. And that's about it. So I think in that respect, mission accomplished. I don't know what difference it would make if it's hard to isolate. I mean, obviously, like I'm sitting here and in my mind, I am running an imaginary hypothetical videotape of Bernie Sanders debating Donald Trump in this instance. I am running a tape of Elizabeth Warren debating Donald Trump. Klobuchar, I'm running that tape. That tape doesn't look as good for Klobuchar. But, I acknowledge this is my bias. But Donald Trump is out there, and he's offering not very much. And I would have liked to have seen Biden could have stuck to just a more narrow set of things. I think Biden's lost a step and had his campaign coached him to say three things over the course of the night. You pay less taxes than construction workers and teachers, crossing guards and policemen, and insurance salesmen, insurance saleswomen, folks who are janitors, folks who are store clerks, folks who work at the library or at the hospital. You pay less taxes than all of them. That's unjust. And you had a chance to fix it. In fact, you changed their tax structure and you didn't fix it. You may have thought it was smart as a businessman to force the construction worker to pay for the highways, to force the person who bags groceries at the supermarket to pay for our infrastructure. And that may have been smart of you, but you had the chance to change it and you made it worse. That would have been the first thing that Joe Biden could have hit over and over again. The second thing would be we have 200,000 people dead. You claim that coronavirus is a hoax. You haven't taken it seriously. You say that it doesn't injure people. You say that it doesn't hurt kids. It's a 12-year-old who died yesterday. Biden did a little bit better on that front with the COVID. And the third thing I think he could have said is, you're an embarrassment to the country, and you're rude, and you make Americans feel embarrassed about themselves to some extent. And those are the three things that Biden could have just hit over and over again. He hit some of those, but he has a diminished skill set. There's no doubt about it. You cannot watch that debate and say, this is the same guy who debated in the vice presidential debates in 2008, Sarah Palin, or Paul Ryan in 2012. I don't particularly care for Joe Biden's politics, but even as from a rhetorical analysis, he's not where he was. But with all that said, Donald Trump is behind him on the polls, and he had two two jobs that he could have done. One is try and convince people that he's a better person to vote for, and I don't know that he convinced anybody. And the other is to convince people that mail-in ballots are fraudulent, and I don't think he was successful in that regard either. So I'd be surprised if this debate changes anything, and that's good for Joe Biden. If it moved the needle 1-2 points to Joe Biden, I wouldn't be shocked by this. So keeping our eye on the prize, and which is get rid of Donald Trump, I would say overall a rather painful and extended and distended evening, but positive in that respect. I think at one point Joe Biden said something to the effect of like, the Green New Deal will pay for itself, and I definitely don't support that. I don't know. I don't know. I do know. It's ridiculous, but let us hope that Joe Biden is as untethered to any type of politics as it seems, and that we on the left have the ability to create enough power and enough of a sense of where the American public is, that's where we go. I mean, leftist talks about power a lot. That's what it's going to come down to. We have a president, if Joe Biden wins, who is who represents a bigger opportunity for the left than Donald Trump does in terms of exercising power. That's it. That's the bare minimum of the equation. It doesn't get much better than that, but I don't think it gets much worse than that either. So, I mean, I feel like we all lost 95 minutes in watching that debate tonight, but you know, it's COVID. It's not like you're going to go out to a bar or to a movie or see a play or go to a basketball game. So, you know, what are you going to do? All right, folks. Brendan, did you quit the show yet? Yeah, he did.
Brendan's going to need a little paid time off.
No, I'm here. I was muting that for comic relief. How'd it do?
Honestly, it's like nights like this where it's like you feel like, oh boy, it was wrong to ask anybody to participate in this, including the audience. But you know, it is what it is. I'm convinced it could have been worse, but I haven't quite worked out exactly how that would look. Do you guys have anything to add? Kyle is here. Brendan's here.
No, I think we'll see what the headlines look like tomorrow. I do think, I mean, there'll be people on both sides saying he should have been more aggressive, and there'll be people who say that the sort of like, you know, the meekness will have played well for Biden too. Like that Trump looked like a bully and, right, you know, just overly aggressive, you know,
right
guy.
I think that's a fair assessment. All right. Well, tomorrow on the program, on the Majority Report, we will be joined by Ellie Mistal, and we're going to be talking about Amy Coney Barrett. I mean, it's sort of shocking how little of what has been in the news, how it didn't particularly dominate the evening. But part of that was just because they were just basically talking over each other.
It feels like Trump can just dominate the space whenever he wants to. This feels like it was a bit of a reminder of that he can just come in and occupy. And that sort of like, you know, we talk about that mesmerism book all the time. And I feel there was a bit of that going on as well.
I couldn't help but think that, gosh, man, the sheer narrowness of perspective when you have Trump, Biden, and Wallace sitting on that stage. When you think about, and then just even the three of us sitting here on our Zoom commenting on it, but particularly those three, when you think about how diverse the country is, racially, socially, economically, those three, their life experiences probably represent, I mean, all of them fit within like a 15% sort of slice of the experience of the country, right? I mean, that was pretty stunning in this day and age that we would have those three white guys up there. Trump and Wallace on some level, sort of, I don't know, Chris Wallace seems to be fairly decent at his job, but there's a certain amount of nepotism that's involved. And when your dad's in this business, you can step in, I guess. They're all extremely wealthy, of course. They've all experienced their lives as some level, as a privileged class, both from an economic standpoint, and also in terms of like being white males in America. Joe Biden, I think, probably had the least net value for the majority of his years relative to those other two. But it is pretty striking when you think about the incredible diversity of this country, and then you just look at those three guys and the fate of the country, the future of the country, the past of the country is represented just by those three guys right there in that sort of isolated place. And, the lack of an audience response, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. I found that disturbing. And then also incredibly appropriate that it basically just turned into this, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've seen more sophisticated exchanges between, on play dates with my 7-year-old son when he's with his buddy, and they're, I don't know, trying to knee each other in the groin. I mean, I don't know how to express it anymore. Like, literally, it was very reminiscent of just, you just ate poop. No, I didn't. You ate poop. Well, I'm going to stick my thumb in my butt and I'm going to give it to you and you'll eat poop. I mean, that's sort of what we just saw. And then, like, the feckless parent like myself saying, guys, will you just chill out, please, for a moment? And then they just start yelling again. That's what it's basically like. It was like a play date with 7-year-olds. So, and then you're just like, well, listen, if you guys chill out, you're both going to get a marshmallow. What do you think about that? Anybody? Oh, you want 2 marshmallows? All right, fine. 2 marshmallows each. Okay, fine. 2 marshmallows each, and you get to watch a little bit of TV. And that's basically what was going on there. So
I just kind of wonder what the rest of the world thinks watching this.
Oh, God. I would hope they would run for the hills. What a disaster. All right. We're going to sign off. Again, my deepest and sincerest apologies. We will be doing this 3 more times. Once for the vice presidential debate. That will happen apparently a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, the October something. And then we will do the other 2 presidential debates that I imagine will be very, very similar to this one. Maybe we'll try and, I don't know, come up with some way that it'll be less painful.
We make a bingo card or something, maybe a little play at home sort of thing.
Can we do, I don't know, some type of syringe situation through our merch shop?
Oh, interesting. I don't know if there are any syringes that are union made, but I'll check on that.
Okay, let's see if we can't do that. Maybe we should do some type of CBD contest with Sunset Lake CBD.
That's not a bad idea.
Actually,
Take a gummy bear every come on man or something. You know?
Right. Every time the moderator says, "Please, Mr. President," you take a gummy bear. I mean, we got to double check on that because I don't want to be held liable for something. All right, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. Tune into the Majority Report tomorrow. Hey, and subscribe to, well, we're on Twitch now, right? And YouTube. So subscribe to our channels. Do what you can to support the show. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. We don't have any of the outro music, do we? So just pretend you hear
Yeah,
it.
we got the outro music.
We do? All right, let's play it and let's get out of here.
All right.
It might take all the strength I got to get to where I want, but I know somehow I'm gonna get there. I wasn't looking when I just got caught between the truth